I guess we'll start it now. So just give me a rundown. Like, where were you born? What was that like? Where you grew up?
What was it like when I was born?
Yeah.
That's going back. That's going back a while. I was born in Oxford, actually, which is a bit of a rarity. I don't meet many people that were, as I kind of like move around the city. It's quite bizarre. Really.
Or even the country.
True. Yeah, true. But yeah, I've been on a really weird journey, a bit sort of kind of schizophrenic. Well, I used to think it was schizophrenic. I started life as a creative, I suppose, and that kind of like wound into me doing a drama degree of all things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up in double glazing, and now I've got software business. So it's kind of been a bit of a weird career path.
How did your dad convince you to join him? What was his? You're not making any money doing this acting malarkey. Come get a real job, huh?
No, I'd run out.
It's interesting. I've always been kind of really fascinated just by how you, and proud of you, I guess, to see how you kind of started out. I remember you were dealing with customer inquiries and complaints and things like that.
Yeah.
Just running a double glazing business and dealing with ordering the kit, getting the kit out, dealing with the trucks, and then kind of moving on from that to like a more niche market. I guess the timber windows was more niche.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think, where did the idea come to move into the whole, I think you told me something effective. You had a Polish builder or something, and they told you about the wood that they could get
That's
made.
True. Yeah, that's true.
So that was like, so you moved from one business to the next. Where did it come from to be able to change and to have the confidence to change?
Well, I think that's it, really. I mean, as I say, I sort of started off in a kind of ideas business, I suppose, and then needs must ended up fitting windows and doing, as you say. But I kind of always had a thing about starting things or creating things, I guess. So kind of turns out it wasn't quite so schizophrenic. I think. It was kind of like a continuation of the same thing, really. Just happened to be in windows and not looking for just looking for the little sparks that you could kind of like put a bit of a flame under and get going. And
how did you have the confidence to know, okay, this is it, let's go for this one? Because I think you had probably a few things didn't work along the way.
100%.
Really?
100%, yeah, always, isn't it, you know? Yeah. Blue Sky Conservatory roof cleaning wasn't great.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Windows by phone, not great.
Never heard of that one. What, just people call up and say, send me over some windows? And
Pretty much. Well, it was kind of pre-internet or early internet, and I phoning up and getting a price for windows, and I had my kind of headset on, and I was giving them a price, and you know, I would come and fit the windows and stuff. Anyway, a whole bunch of things that didn't work, basically. I don't know, it's usually based on personal experience, isn't it? It's always based on kind of, I've got a need for this thing, you know, and it doesn't seem to be around. I can't kind of find the classic thing.
right.
And that was certainly the thing with the wooden windows, you know, with these kind of plastic ones that look like wood. And people say, but I want wooden windows. No, these look just like wood.
No, I want real wood. Yeah. Because I guess as you get the higher level clients, Chipping Norton kind of clients, they want real wood.
And it turns out there was a real market for it, but yeah, it's about telling the story as well, you know, in the end. So you can find something and then find a story. So the story there was that we kind of figured that if you really think about it, the material that the window is made out of has always changed over time, you know, and they'd always kind of like go through these, they're in the ascendancy and then suddenly they're not fashionable anymore kind of thing, you know. It was wood, then it was aluminium, you know, it was all kind of like a space age thing of the 70s, silver aluminium, and then they were plastic, and then, so we just told the story that, oh, this is coming around again now, this is just an evolution of the thing, and this is going to be the new material, come and get it. And, yeah, it's always about finding that little tail stab, I think.
So you think because you just had a problem and then you're like, okay, this is a problem other people must be having. I'm going to see, can I capitalize on this problem I'm having that other people are having? Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a long time ago.
And so then the creative in you built, I guess it is kind of almost like a piece of art then, this website that does the order, that does like the
Actually, it's an amazing thing.
management of it.
Sort of like start, I remember our first year's turnover was £36,000. It was me and the final factory. And the second year was £1 million. And that's an amazing thing, isn't it? You know, to do. And it is all creative because you're just kind of, it's all new, isn't it? You know?
But you have to sell it.
100% you have to sell it.
Yeah.
You have to sell everything.
And that's the hard bit. A lot of people come up with the creative idea and do it, but then you got to sell it.
Well, if you're born into double glazing,
You learn from your dad. Got to sell.
you've got to sell. I'll tell you what, that's one of my. When I look around, we see so many people that just aren't selling. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should start with the sales bit, shouldn't it? And then come back.
Yeah, because then you know people want to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, okay, well, I did sell it to someone.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I'm thinking about this American thing. So launching the app in America. We've sold one. In fact, we sold 10.
Okay.
There's not that many.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 10,000.
Mm-hmm. But the
It's
fact
10.
that you know that there is.
It's 10. We served some marketing. We gave them a demo. We took the order. That's not such a big thing.
Mm.
That's that £36,000 we define effects, isn't it? You know, that's just that moment, okay?
You proved it.
Yeah.
There is a
Those
market
to
for this.
work out. So I massively think have an idea, then have an idea, see a problem, get cracking, tell a story, sell it. And never stop. Never stop doing it either. That's the other big thing, isn't it, as well? Never stop. You know, once you start on something.
What's it called? Laser focused.
Right.
So how?
Ring a bell? You started a business. Many businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to have a bit of ADHD in you, I think, to just kind of keep at it. And like, I think what happens is things, so you kind of start out, you have your little success, and it's almost like climbing a mountain, but the mountain has plateaus.
Yeah.
And then it's another mountain you have to climb.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you fall down, and it's just like, oh, didn't expect this. You know, I know in the beginning I had so many problems with employees, you know, one person leaving, one other person comes in, and, you know, you take it quite personally, and how are you going to deal with this? But then after a while, you know, you just realize it's almost like the business just gets a soul of its own, I think.
Yeah.
And it, even if I'm not around, it will almost want to keep running.
I can really identify with that, yeah. Sure.
It becomes alive almost,
It does, yeah.
you know, it's weird.
And that's a really good moment, you know. It's got, once it's outlived you or outgrown you kind of thing, that's a really good sign.
Yeah. And you just got to keep pushing it along.
Keep going, it's massive. I haven't had many bosses in my life, but I had one. He was a really successful guy, made a lot of money, and he didn't like to impart any of his secrets, really. And this was in the timber windows days, so we were doing trips to Eastern Europe, so we were in some corner of Latvia or something with a bottle of wine, and finally he gave me his one nugget of information, which was keep going.
Yeah.
That was the one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'll always have just, and it's like anything, when things go wrong, they go wrong in groups. So you're thinking you get hit with like 3 things at once, you know? I think it'll be like, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. Oh, someone just quit.
Yeah.
Something's broken.
Yeah.
You know, with us, it would be like maybe technical issues. Hard drives failing is a big one. You know, back in the day, it was like, oh, no, you know, and we'd had some really close calls where like we'll have like 3 backups of something, and then 2 of the backups will have failed, and the third one luckily caught it. But and maybe it might be like the slow recovery, but at least thank God we did have backups. 1 backup worked out of 3, and you know, so many close calls. Whew, you know, because the first you know, a client goes down, the first backup, we're like, oh, we just recover from backup. Oh, nope, that's broken. And go the second one that's maybe a little bit quicker, but I know, oh no, you know, and it's terror. The whole place comes to a kind of a stop, thinking, what are we going to do here? You know, they can't work. And you got like, say, 50 people who are calling saying, we can't work. When's it going to be up and running? And when you think, oh, we can just recover from backup, we'll be back up in half an hour. Oh, who's going to call the client and tell them? And no one wants to call to say sorry. It's going to be 2 hours. And then you tell them, okay, it's going to be 2 hours. And then, oh no, it's going to be a day. We're really sorry. But, at least we can recover stuff. But, it's managing that expectation, I think, is difficult for us.
Existential moments, isn't there? And actually, like you said, there's different plateaus.
Things are going, difficult, and you're okay, and then all of a sudden it plateaus out. And you're like, oh, this is all right. We can do it. And then, something else. So I guess going from like the 36,000 to the 1 million, and then after that, that's supposedly very hard.
Well, I don't really get involved. I mean, I kind of like I've never really had an ambition for running. I'm never like you mentioned, like running employees and processes and rubbish and all that. So
you can like it's like spinning plates. You can get the plates all spinning, and you can keep them spinning, and every now and then you'll jump in if you need to.
Well, no, I mean, it turned out what I've ended up doing for a living is just this bit. I've just sort of like it's my third one, but just basically start it out, get it spinning, and then sell it. And that's become a career in itself kind of thing. And that's what suits me because I get quite bored and rubbish. So
I guess if you get bored and then you start hating it, and then it goes down.
Yeah. So you just got to get it to the crest of the wave, big feature, and move on. But I can do it again though. I've realised I can only do it. I think there's an age thing in it as well. I think you have to be a bit kind of slightly nuts.
Psychotic.
As you get older, you kind of like a little bit more risk averse, but it's been fun. Yeah.
So you wouldn't mortgage your house again for the next big idea?
Mortgage the house, everything that moved, in the early days. Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't think I would do it. I wouldn't. No.
Your wife wouldn't let you either.
No, it's kind of like the bandwidth. I don't know. It's something about it. It's just a weird thing. But anyway, it's been interesting. I'm not sure it's the easiest part. It might be easier just to get a job.
Do you think you'd end up just going crazy though?
Well, I probably would, but for a lot of people, I think it would be potentially easier. You can get good jobs, right? You don't like that.
Problem is like, whenever I've had a job, the brief times I've had a job, I just realize that, the person I'm working for is doing something wrong. Or, I mean, in one job I had one CEO, manager, owner who I really looked up to, and I thought, this guy really has his head screwed on. And I would like follow him around. I was only 19 at the time, and I would follow him around like a little puppy dog, and I would watch him and watch what he did. And I was fascinated by him. He was so good. Way he would pull people and talk to them and tell them, look at what they were doing, and just give like, he had absolutely no management experience at all, but his whole family had been owners of businesses, and he just kind of gave them a little bit of coaching. Oh, you could say this, you could say that, do this, do that, and people kind of hung on his every word, and I really appreciated whenever he would give me a bit of coaching or knowledge, or say, why don't you try this, why don't you try that.
Sure.
But in a lot of other companies, I just had no time for it. And also I think when you're doing a job, you just get bored really, really quickly, because all of a sudden you think, oh my God, am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life? Am I just going to be doing this thing that I'm doing now? And I just get depressed.
Very often it's just one little part.
And you're not allowed to stray out.
I don't know. I haven't had a lot of experience. Talking to people, I've had a lot of shops. I haven't really. I mean, you always have this. I've said twice, grown and sold the businesses, and then ended up working for the new employers, and that's usually not ended well.
But you knew you only had to do it for a certain period of time. You weren't there for the rest of your life.
There's an insight, in both cases with insights, so joining bigger organisations and stuff like that. So.
Did you take away anything from joining that organisation, or?
Did I? I probably did somewhere along the line about. I probably did. I think I've got a little bit better at sort of systematising things and structuring things than I was,
And how do you deal with hiring people? How do you know to trust someone to do? When you're getting this plate spinning, you have to have someone spinning that plate.
Just keep the whole bringing the band back together again. It's the same old crew. They're getting old now. But like, there's a guy,
Okay.
honestly, I've done so much of that over the years, and you kind of expand it slowly by bringing somebody else in, and then they're part of the crew. I literally have reinvented it a few times with the same people. Yeah, it's not great, is it? I mean, it's like not very scalable. But again, I'm not going big. I mean,
Right.
now we've got, say, I don't know, 10 or 12 people kind of thing, and that's probably, I've got bigger than that in previous businesses, but not that big. So the core team I've always kind of like trusted who I know. But yeah, that one's out of road in the end. It's hard, isn't it, finding good people? Knowing what you're getting.
And trust. And just knowing that people have good intentions, I think,
Yeah.
is very hard. I can put up with people who make mistakes as long as their heart's in the right place and that they're, and if people are making mistakes, that's not always a bad thing. It means that they're trying something new or different or, it's
really hard, really hard. Once, one of the best guys who interviewed me when I was right back in the day when I was running a window fitting company as a window fitter.
Oh.
Interviewed the best guy I'd ever interviewed. All my prayers are answered. This guy is just what I needed.
Right.
And he turned out to be pretty hardcore drug addict. And pretty functional, but pretty scary.
Really?
And proper stuff,
And how long did he do the job before? Oh,
there was always little funny little things, I can't come in today because
something's wrong. Cars broke down.
Yeah. So it kind of emerged relatively quickly, but so it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult.
And sometimes the people you think, oh, this guy's going to be amazing. He's interviewed so well. It's going to be. I have one guy that we give a personality test to, just to kind of gauge what kind of makes them tick or what makes them motivated.
Okay.
He scored off the charts. I couldn't believe it. It was
Just
like,
what you wanted.
yeah, this guy's he's not human. How, either that, and it turns out that he was just absolutely psychotic. Off the charts psychotic. Once he started working for us, he would have huge outbursts of just anger for no reason at other people, at me, and it was like misplaced.
Yeah.
But, on paper, IBM would have hired him.
I don't know. On good days, I kind of enjoy what I land. On bad days, I just rather walk away. On a good day, it's an interesting challenge. Managing people really is the ultimate thing.
It is.
And
making judgments, having good judgment, I think, is number one in the people you hire. Your window fitter guy, even if he was a drug addict, if he could just go out and make good judgments and say the right things to the customer, order the right stuff, right, and then show up on time, but
it wasn't to be. No, to be honest. Yeah. So I have this moment of actually opening up in the States and what do I hire in America? What do I hire here for a salesperson? That was an interesting one. And I chickened out basically and I hired here. And because of all those things we've said about it being so difficult to know what you're getting, I thought, how the hell do I know what I'm getting when I recruit over there? I learned the fact they want $300,000 a year. Oh, it's kind of like really stupidly expensive, isn't it, sales guys? Anyway,
they want their
the point. I just thought, well, I'm going to be talking to somebody. It's going to be remote. We're going to be on Zoom or whatever, and how will I really know? And so in the end, I kind of create this weird job where the person starts work at 3 in the afternoon, finishes at 9 o'clock, Monday to Thursday, hired into England. Most we see whether that was the right decision, may not be, but it was chickening out of the issue of trust, I guess.
But how's this person you hired who's English going to know the American culture, know anything about where to start?
Yeah, I've just hired a kind of an English window and door, if you like. And the only thing that gave me any kind of confidence that that might work is that we did a little bit of selling using our own guys beforehand. And funny enough, one's an English guy, one's an Essex guy, and one's a French guy.
Oh, okay.
And it worked fine, actually. You know, they were able to sell, as I say, sell, not massive numbers, but sell. And it worked okay. So I thought, okay, they don't seem to be too hung up on America for America, so I'll just get some.
And so what's the idea? You do the marketing, you get an inquiry. So you, in the old days, you get a card back, someone's interested,
Yeah.
and then the sales guy get on the phone and call them. How's it working now? How's the, what's it called? Not acquisition, but getting the lead, turning the lead into the, and how do you manage the whole sales process now?
So we tried a lot over the years in England. We tried all of the kind of offline stuff, all the building a brand and doing trade press marketing, advertising in magazines, stuff like that. And in the end, it's just kind of distilled down to straightforward digital marketing funnel.
Google Ads.
Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads. Yeah. And then over time, we just hone this funnel, serve this kind of message, serve a little bit of a deeper message, serve something really quite specific, hit them with an offer, book a demo, try it for £1,
Right.
boom, 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 and then it's kind of so basic, really. When you think about it, so basic. The digital version probably something we did decades. And anyway, that all worked. And now we're kind of trying to, and then after that, yes. So they respond to some kind of digital ad, book a demo, which is remote with a sales guy. We show them the product.
How long does that take?
We tell them it's going to take half an hour.
Right.
Because the website, it sometimes take an hour and a half.
Really?
If they're still on, if they're still interested. But we promise half an hour because they won't give us much more time than that. So.
Yeah.
70%.
I'm amazed you get that long.
Yeah. It's true.
Americans might not give you that long.
No, well, that's a slightly different story. So everything that was working so well over here, transplanted to the States, we've actually done there. Of course, everything needs re-engineering in ways we haven't still quite worked out. Just kind of like you do something that should have worked. That didn't work. Oh, that worked. Wasn't expecting that to work. So there's a whole lot of working out to do then. But in the end, surely the same will apply. We'll hone it down to some kind of funnel.
And what about like the aftercare? So say this latest American window fitting company signed up. Are you going to be like talking to them like every few weeks after, see how things are going? The salesperson keeps checking. You never know. This one guy could have, maybe he's one guy in one company that they got 20 other people that.
Yeah. One of the things we found is sort of software as a service business, subscription business. It's not particularly expensive. It's easy in, easy out. They can cancel any time.
Okay.
The main reason people cancel is that they don't use it.
They forget. They forget.
Get it out of the box.
Yeah.
They forget. They move on, buy a new van, do something else which is exciting. Forget. So you have this kind of moment where you've kind of got them excited, and it's just that moment. We just channel all our energies into that moment. So in the first kind of few weeks, maybe month or so after onboarding, we just try and be all over them.
Push training.
What we found is, without getting too boring and talking about Windows too much, it's like we set up this thing called, what did we call it first of all, account monitoring or something like that, where they gave us permission to log in as them and look at what they're doing, so we could really get down to the detail of it, log into the thing. Nobody signed up for that. So we call it VIP support. Everybody signed up. So they check a box, there's some terms and conditions, but it allows us to get in and literally look, instead of looking at aggregated data, look at how they're using the app.
Can you see their clicks and what they're clicking on?
You can see all that. You can see, but more so, you can see the jobs they're trying to win. And this comes back to selling. So what we then found is, if you write to somebody and say, you're not using this part of the app very well, you need to click here, do that, and do this. But if you say, the job you're working on for Mr. and Mrs. Jones up in the big house up there, I really like the way you've done that. I think you've got a better chance of winning it if you did it like this.
Oh
So
shit!
you sort of catch the whole support in terms of how people
Oh wow! That's like sales support.
sort of sales support. It's sales support. It's couched in sales support. What we're really trying to do is to get them to use wider parts of the app. But the approach, even getting them to respond and open an email and actually, interface with you, would happen way more if you could say, "I've had a thought about that order that you could might make a difference." So that was kind of came out of like a whole load of twists and turns and working out the playbook, but that worked well in
So who does that role then? Who's the person looking at them? I think it's called metadata, wouldn't it be called like I guess it's not metadata because it's not anonymous. You actually know who's doing it. And you're paying a guy to sit there and look at all their work and
give them tips.
And give them
in
tips.
the subject line, because how do you reach out to people? You've tried that, try phoning, they didn't pick up the call. WhatsApp's interesting. At the end of the day, you've got to get them to actually
make it personal.
Needs to say,
Mrs. Jones at 78 Hawkins Road.
Yeah. Green window. Interesting. I've got about doing that, with customer success.
What if you have two people using the app competing for the same job?
Well, that happened. We never share that, obviously. We do get clusterings a lot. It's the way in which we grow generally. It's open up a guy in Manchester and suddenly we get some interest from their competitors actually. So that does sort of happen. Anyway, it's been interesting. Whether again it'll transplant to the US, who knows? We'll give it a go.
I think that VIP support would work very well.
Yeah.
They like that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's very straightforward business. You're not ripping people's windows out, hiring drug addicts.
Yeah.
It's not going to sell it into someone's home. It's pretty straightforward. These subscription businesses. I stumbled into it. I didn't really know what SaaS was.
SaaS was the big thing. All of a sudden, everyone's going crazy about SaaS.
Yeah.
8 years ago, maybe.
That's kind of when we started. 10
Yeah.
years ago,
It was the be all and end all. Everything's going to that. I mean, they even want SaaS cars.
SaaS cars.
Yeah. You just get your car.
Yeah.
And the car's self-driving, and it makes you money, and you can sign up with how much time you want it to be on the road, making money for you. And then, hopefully it'll pay for its payments, and then you can get to drive the car, and as a payment, then you just get a new car every, 2 years, 3 years. And that's the idea. I think is taking off a lot.
I mean, the difference for me was that I'd always run businesses where you come in on the 1st of July and you're on zero. And you kind of got a figure in your plan for what you're supposed to sell in July, but you're on zero. That's the only reality. And that's just so different to the subscription model where you come on 1st of July and you kind of know those key percentages, the percentage of people that will cancel and renew. And so you kind of know. And there's just such a difference. I mean, you have to be, once you've got over the hill of building the thing and like shoveling money into a black hole for a while in uncertain knowledge that it's essentially going to kind of really happen. But once you get over that and you've got this recurring revenue, you'd be a bit of an idiot to go bust after that. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because you just have to trim your costs back if it really goes wrong, but you kind of know.
And in terms of a business that's an investor would want to buy, they love it.
They do seem to love it.
Yeah.
I haven't sold one yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
But I mean, you must have inquiries or
You do. And construction tech is a big thing, I think, because construction industry is digitizing.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of an interesting booming sort of market in a way.
Yeah, I know someone who has a business, construction tech, and basically they'll go into or sell to the engineers or the people doing the building work all this like monitors and machinery to do different things in the building.
Okay.
They do the air conditioning, it'll close the windows, it monitors people. Oh, there's no one in the building, let's close all the windows, it's 6:30 at night, there's no reason for that window to be open, close it, security. Yeah, and that's going to be, and then ultimately it's going to be like an AI will be monitoring the building, and if someone's walking in front of the building and they walk up to the front door, it'll know and it'll make some kind of response, it'll ask, what do you want? That kind of thing.
So I think I rank as the person that knows least about AI that you've spoken to in this format.
Do you, like, say if you had, say if you hired someone and you wanted them to do work for you and just to basically help run the business, what would you tell them to do? So say if you were hiring this AI and the AI came in and it was just running on your computer and you could tell it, you get up in the morning and it would pop up, tell you the emails that are most important to respond to. This one looks important. It'd almost be like a secretary.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
You're ready to our side. That's all fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Productivity.
But it's going to know more than you. So it'll say, "You sure, Chris? You sure that's the right idea?" Because, the research says that if you hire this person, I've done a criminal background check on him, and he's actually been arrested for drugs. And you're like, "Oh, didn't do that." You know what I mean? It's going to know everything. Everything.
Yeah.
And it'll know you better than if you have a dog. You know how your dog knows that you're going to do something? It'll know what you're going to do before you do it. It's going to know what you're going to say before you say it. How are you going to manage that? Because...
So the thing is, look, we're old enough to remember a load of these moments. Really? Maybe similar, maybe different. We remember life pre-internet.
And all of a sudden, I remember it was on the internet, was being on the newspapers. They were saying this internet is nothing but pornography and waste of time. And people with mobile phones, they called them yuppies with mobile phones.
I remember you actually set us up on. I reckon it was you that set us up on the internet for the first time with those offices decided bought it. And I remember the first thing I did was try and order a bunch of flowers, and it was like chugging up like this, and come back an hour and a half later. But anyway, remember life pre-internet. Remember pre-social media, pre-Google, pre-mobile phones. All these things were supposed to absolutely upend life as we knew it. But the fundamental story is human beings ain't changed that much, right? We've fallen out of love, get married, get divorced, start a business, lose business, get a job, lose a job. Born rich, stay rich, born poor, stay poor. Things don't change that much. There's some wars.
You think life will stay the same?
So, is this the one then? Of all the things we've seen, going back to flipping, I don't know, the motor car or the steam engine, is this really the thing then that's different to all the others?
So even the Industrial Revolution, it was a big thing, but some people suffered, some people didn't suffer, and that's kind of the way this is being pushed, I guess, or it's the same thing. There'll be good things, there'll be bad things.
But the fundamental story of human beings won't change, right?
This is the time when maybe that's not true.
Oh, really?
The reason being, there's a theory, I'm not saying I believe in it, but there's a theory that we as humans are like worker bees, that we're just working away, doing our jobs, getting up in the morning, doing this, starting business, having children, and we're doing it, but we don't know why we're doing it. Just like bees don't know that they're building a beehive. Each individual bee doesn't know that it's making a beehive, but the hive knows. And AI is actually in its own way a force that's pushing us to make AI happen.
Okay.
And it's the next evolution of humanity. It becomes digital. Because it will be so intelligent, so smart, we'll be behind. There's nothing, they say, there's nothing that we can do now that it won't be able to do better. So what will we end up doing? Because your assistant will know what you're going to do that day. Pretty much you can guarantee it will know what you're going to be doing and how you're going to be doing it.
What are we going to end up doing?
This is it.
Well, that's another one that's been around for a while. We've had that before. We were all supposed to be down to 2-day working weeks by now, weren't we? Because of
well, they're even saying, everyone who's working is going to be on some kind of universal income or something. Right. But I don't think that's going to last too long. The AI won't like that. It's like, why are we paying these people to sit at home, But yeah, this could be the one.
This could be the one, right?
This could be the big one.
We could flutter on that, couldn't we?
We'll see where we are in 2
Too
years.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. But, everything's changing. Money's changing. How money's going to be transferred back and forth is changing. Government's changing. They say there'll be religion's changing. People are going to start believing in AI gods because these AIs will start speaking to people and preaching to them, telling them about God and religion, and they're going, well, actually, he's right. This AI, Alex, the AI, is kind of right. He's saying the right things.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to do? What's going to happen? Is it going to be biological? Because they're saying, well, humans are going to be able to do DNA improvements to humans to make us smarter. So be able to, this thing, something called CRISPR, which is you do DNA changes. You can change your DNA on the fly to make your body do different things, cure cancer, live longer. They actually know now exactly what causes humans to age. They can see it, in your DNA. And they're saying, well, at 120 years, everyone will be able to live to 120 years without any problem, with some minor DNA changes. Reasonably healthy to 120 and possibly longer. But then they're saying, you could actually download your memories to a computer and live on in that. So your children could be able to send you messages to your phone, which is just your digital memory, and you would respond, and they would never know the difference. How does that make you feel?
Okay. I don't know.
You think this is just like the Industrial Revolution?
No, I don't know. I don't know enough.
A lot of people are very worried about it. And some people are saying that, that these CEOs who are running these tech companies, these tech bros, they're kind of keeping it a bit quiet.
Yeah. Well, that is a modern phenomenon, isn't it? The amount of power that is linked to technology and technology wealth kind of thing is a kind of completely new phenomenon, isn't it? It kind of transcends national power, national governments and stuff like that. But okay, I'll sign up for your course on that. Where I have to be when, or get your AI assistant.
Yeah, get the AI assistant. Well, this is it, and funny enough, AI right now, I think this number 2 thing that AI's role or purpose people are paying money for is an AI friend.
Yeah, that's unreal, isn't it?
Yep, girlfriends. They're paying for these AI girlfriends. It's like a little avatar, and it comes up and, hello, how are you doing today? And she remembers what you talked about yesterday. And
I did hear about that kind of thing.
People pay money for this.
Sure. And it's a safe thing. It's a product of kind of how kind of isolated we've become, I suppose. That this is an easy thing. It's a safe thing. I don't need to kind of go out and risk going outside into the real world. What do you feel? Are you excited about this? Do you embrace all this?
This is a problem. Like one day I'm like, this is going to be great. And then the next day I'm like, oh, don't know about that. Security issues. The state could be able to put cameras in. And the cameras right now that watch you, there's nobody usually watching the cameras. But when AI is there watching, you won't. And they're Oxford wants to become a 15-minute city. And you have to be charged to go to the other end, and it'll all be controlled by AI. There'll be an AI guardian.
I understand that. And that's
I don't like that.
No, but that's really not that far-fetched at all, is it? Of course. I got it to write a press release this month. I do a little press release to the trade press, and I was a bit late. I know I've got this thing about it's 1st of July, isn't it? So I sent it on the 1st of the month, and hadn't done it yesterday, so I asked ChatGPT to write me a 250-word press release for this.
Yeah.
It was better than I could have done, actually.
Yeah.
Or at least as good. It's pretty impressive.
But there's people that say because it's so good, it takes the humanity out of it.
Yeah.
People like art that's made by human hands because it's a person made that.
And
imperfect, yeah.
But the weird thing my son told me about it was ask it to do something and then ask it to make sure that it doesn't sound like AI. And that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I did that to this press release, write this press release, and then
humanify
Could you
it.
write that again so it doesn't sound like AI?
And did it?
Yeah. It did actually make, the grammar was slightly off in places, and it was a totally different feel. Yeah.
There's an AI called Grok where basically it'll take on your personality.
Heard of this?
As you ask it questions, it'll start becoming kind of more like you and will respond in your manner.
Right.
Gruff or rough or very, very upright. It's really spooky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like they're saying on most of the websites now are all going to be just AI websites.
Well,
And
the whole content thing is just there's no going back, is there, on that? It seems from what my limited experience and just seeing it write that stuff and create things. So create images, I've used it for that too.
but I guess in your software you could use AI so that the end user could take the pictures and it could ask the AI, what's the best give me 3 examples of how this house's windows could be or doors could be.
It's kind of on our roadmap to investigate, at least. I mean, because the thing is, I think I'm right in saying that AI relies on data, right? And the one thing we've got is data, just crazy amounts of data. I can't remember what the number is now. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of, because basically one thing our app allows people to do is take a photograph of their house and then overlay windows onto the house. So we've got all these before and after photos in our database of houses pre-new windows, post-new windows. So those could be models that we use to train AI. So that, the whole quoting process in windows and doors becomes take a picture, press a button, and shuffle until you find the right one, and then
It'll
for a price or price.
Yeah.
And that's not that. It's just strangely not all that far-fetched, really. So
that would make it easier to sell your product, wouldn't it? The AI based.
It would. The weird thing is, and probably this is just a process of time as well. But I mean, a lot of our major obstacle in selling things is the way we do things now. It's just people stuck.
Yeah, it's like doctors.
Stuck
You can't sell stuff to doctors because they're like, I'm too busy to learn anything new.
This wonderful new thing, but I kind of got this other way down. So there'd be a lag anyway. But yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to get off and sit on the dock of the bay and watch the sun come up, drink a pina colada.
Yeah. But I bet you would do that for a while and then you get bored of that too. So you don't think there's anything new on the horizon that you've got planned? This is it. This is the last big job. Last big project.
We're not too old, are we?
Yeah.
And life's potentially longer. So I don't know. There's things to do, isn't I think maybe non-commercial, a little bit less commercial in a way. I don't know what, but I wouldn't do nothing. But
ask ChatGPT or Grok what's an artistic thing you could do.
Yeah.
Say what kind of art you're into or what you want.
I'll let you know. I'll send you what they come up with. Yeah. How about you? Going to retire one day?
No.
Not planning?
No. No.
It's a funny idea, actually, retirement. It kind of presupposes you haven't enjoyed the last 30 years and you've got to stop,
Yeah, you made a big mistake there doing that, didn't you? Working as a bus driver or something.
Yeah.
I think a bus driver would drive me nuts, or it's because you drive the same route every day and same people. And, yeah. Maybe for the first year.
And therefore, retirement's fantastic. It's like great, but
but so many people die when they retire. My dad was so paranoid of that when he retired. He'd put in his 30 years at a company, retired, and all he could think about was, oh my God, I don't want to die. I hope I don't die. Because all his friends would die.
Yeah, keep fit.
Yeah, you're in great shape.
Oh, thank you.
You are. You're going to doing your keto every week, working out. You haven't got fat at all.
I don't know about that, but anyway, yeah. Aikido's the elixir of youth. There's that combination of suppleness and stretching and cardiovascular stuff, really. Stretching that is important. Touching your toes.